Hey everybody, and welcome back to Silent Hill 2. Last time, we somehow escaped that underground series of tunnels underneath Toluca Lake. Then we rowed a boat across Toluca Lake to get to the Lakeview Hotel at last. We found a message on the map saying waiting for you on the top floor, if I can scroll to that real quick. Room 312. That's the room where James and Mary stayed at when they visited Silent Hill before. He believes Mary might be inside of there. Or at least there'll be something inside of there. Knowing how this town works, there's gonna be something there at least. So that's our next goal. This time, we're gonna look around the hotel and find our way up there. I guess James is looking at... Okay, he's looking at the music box in the center of the room, which we put an item down onto, so maybe that's what he's looking at. I'm not really sure. All right. To get ourselves started, I'm going to head back out to this hallway, and then we're going to enter this room I not so subtly went, hey, I actually don't want to go in this room just yet, and I went right back out of. So now let's explore it for real. Let's see, it's over here. Piano.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James, I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true, he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath, he's a really sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one, Mary. Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
Alright. That letter was so cool to read. I will say, though, Mary saying in the letter that she's far away in a quiet, beautiful place, I think you know what it really means. And James should too. Got a fish key. It's just, let me break the moment with a bit of news there. But, you know, it's understandable that Laura believes it to be literal, that she is far away, perhaps in this hotel, the quiet, beautiful place. But I think we all know what it actually means, and James seemingly doesn't want to believe what it means. For whatever reason. A drawing done by Laura. A cat? Yeah, that's a cat. I saw that as a cat like 10 years before you, James. A lot of leaves hit the floor there from the plants. No one's watered them in enough time. Okay, there's monsters in the hallway. How did Laura get through this? I don't know. Well, she has kind of made it clear that she doesn't really see the monsters. More on that in a bit. Speaking of the monsters, though, this is yet more of the abstract daddy that we fought last time. Yet they're still appearing for us, despite they clearly being like a manifestation of trauma for Angela earlier. They're still appearing as monsters for James. And the developers have said that this is very intentional, that these monsters do pertain to James, a lot more than Angela even. Yet, not really sure why that would be. Oh my god. Okay, come on. Come on. I don't know if I'm, like, spamming the wrong buttons or what. Okay, this sucks. Get me out, get me out. I don't want to have my first death. That'll be No, I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die. This is not... Yep. Wow. I died for the very first time. Game over. Alright, let's do that a little differently next time, huh? I went back to the save. I'm gonna cut ahead. Okay, attempt 2. I've got my hunting rifle first thing this time. I'm not locked onto anything, though, so that's unfortunate. Oh god, it's right there! It's right there! Still got me. These guys are hard, but I think, thankfully, they are rare. And... What? It was empty! Oh, come on! There we go. 2 shots should be enough? It's not. I'm dead again. Oh my god, I'm doing great. Oh wait, no, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I have a chance. God gives a second chance. Are you kidding? Stop. Stop this. Got you. Okay. This is the ways that Silent Hill 2 combat can be kind of frustrating, but thankfully, since it's not a very huge part of the game, it's a lot better than it could have been. Heal that up. Pow! Pow! Down you fall. Alright, that's that. I guess I'll switch back to a weaker gun now. Give the handgun some love. Okay. With that, I think we've been everywhere on the first floor? Yes. After going into that restaurant, we've seen everything we can on the first floor, so let's head upstairs, which we briefly explored a bit of last time, but never any more than that. Actually, for starters, let's see what's blocking our way up to the 3rd floor, because I didn't actually show this last time. There is a locked metal gate in our way. Amazing. If you stay in this area for a little amount of time, though...
James!
Stay here long enough, and you can hear Mary calling James's name. Sorry, can't get to you yet. I'll be on the lookout for a key for that door, though. Speaking of keys, I believe our fish key can be used in this room, and this is what unlocks the briefcase, I'm pretty sure. You just have to try a bunch of keys on it until you get it. And inside the briefcase is a single key. This doesn't seem like very efficient storage system, but sure. We got the key to room 204, which is on this very floor in this direction. I have not tried going this way yet, so I think I'm gonna exhaust all options before we do, because that's just how I work. If you're surprised by this, then you clearly haven't watched the other videos in this series. That lock is broken. Okay, we can go into here. There's a health drink. Broken elevator, rifle shells. No doors here. That door's locked. Can be opened later, though. This one cannot be opened later. Like, lock is broken. Lock is broken. Awesome. Okay. Nothing we can do here yet, so let's head back to room 204. Or in the direction of there, at least. Sprint, 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 sprint. Oh no, are those that is more. Okay, let's get the shotgun out. I think the shotgun did a much better job because it's not nearly as sluggish. Okay. Still though, shotgun's what I was trying before, and it didn't seem to do anything, so... are you not triggering the radio anymore? Okay, now you are. There we go. That's that. We're both dead. That's that. Those doors cannot be opened. Neither can these. None of these are room 204, probably. That's fine, though. I'm trying every single door anyway, because I can. Oh, thank you, camera. This is 204. We'll go into that in a second. Okay, that's another door we can unlock. But for now, room 204. Search for the Foxit for, the Foxit. Search the closet for Foxy in there, not the Foxit for Clausy. I don't know what that would have meant. Well, a painting of a tree. That's really cool. Employee elevator key. There's always, like, this moment before entering a hotel room where you're, like, building up your imagination what the room actually looks like. Because sometimes hotel rooms can surprise you and be, like, super huge. And then you go to another one and it's puny and has, like, a single freaking bed in it. And, you know, the walking space is about the same size as a freaking kitchen cabinet. But yeah, or the same size as an average closet would be more accurate. But yeah, that's kind of a fun part of road trips for me, is like guessing at what the next hotel is going to look like. Assuming we're actually going to one. Photos are scattered all over the bed. What's this? Part of the photo's been colored over with a marker. We inspect this. We can see this is locked with a combination. Loose. Let's see what kind of words we can spell. Low. Love! Wouldn't this be nice if this was the passcode? Lose. Are there two sets of... Oh no, I'm going up and down. LOL. LOL. Laugh out loud extreme. That's what I'll go with. Is hole one of them? Hole! There was a hole here. It's gone now, right? I like these on the outside. No visit to SF is complete without seeing the cow. I have no idea what they mean, but sure. Mont. Dole, toll, ool, knoll, mole. I'm having way too much fun with this. Molt. Molp. You know, molt? Molt would be an interesting one, considering that there has been some kind of imagery going on with butterflies. Maria has a butterfly tattoo on her, and there was that one room of the apartments with a bunch of moths in it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like moths or butterflies, but yeah, there's a bit of stuff going on there. That much I know of. Moan. Moan. Mune. Mon. Wait. Lawn. I'm having way too much fun with this. Dawn. Non. Mall. No, that needs a U. Is there a U here? Marl. Mall. I promise I will stop this eventually. It's too fun. Mava. Lava. Perfect. How many different words can you spell with this? I could be at this forever, so for the sake of moving things along, I'm gonna stop there. Well, this sure looks like a picture of that same briefcase. What if we tried thinning the marks? Over. My code is randomized. I want to say the codes are always the same on the first playthrough of Silent Hill 2, but then every New Game Plus has randomized codes. Either way, my code is over, and so we get the Cinderella music box from inside. Disney really is going to send a cease and desist to Team Silent if they keep this up. Wonder if they actually did. I doubt it. It's just that's something Disney would do. They totally would do some bullshit like that. I don't like that shadow moving on the wall there. I didn't really appreciate that. It's probably just the flashlight wigging out, but yeah. So we have yet another music box for this room, which gives me the perfect excuse to come back here and save. Let's see. This is Spoke No Words. That's not it. I believe this. Who fled at midnight. Fled the ball at midnight. Still doesn't sound right, but there's more notes, so we're clearly getting somewhere. In case you're worried about this puzzle because you haven't actually heard any of the stories those princesses are involved in, you haven't seen those classic films, or, you know, the original stories they're based on, I'm pretty sure. Riddle difficulty easy will allow you to put the music box in any slots on this machine. That is one of the changes in easy mode that I know of. So you can always just set riddle difficulty to easy, and just do it that way. Of course, it will make all the other puzzles easier, and if that's not what you want, then you're gonna have to trial and error it. Sorry. It's just the way things work. Okay, so did I get a key? I've been in there, I've got the music box. The question is now, where haven't I been? Let me check my items. Ah, I have the employee elevator, found in room 204. I totally forgot I picked that up. Okay. That should be this way? This, I don't think, is the employee elevator. That's the public elevator. But you know what it is? This! Wow, what a standard-looking door for an elevator, huh? No, okay. The elevator is just hidden inside this room, and it does not show up on the map because this is a map for guests. So it doesn't show you what's in all the employee areas. Makes sense. Actually, I don't need to save here just yet. I want to pick up all these items first. Just in case I save the game and then it crashes and corrupts my save before I pick up those items. I'd feel a lot better if I had picked up those items first. Memo's hanging here, nothing interesting is written. Okay. I think those are the only 2 items, so now we can save. Alright, here we go. Alright, I'm just gonna assume that's normal and interact with the buttons. Go down, please. This permit shall be posted on the conveyance. Weight allowance 1 person. What's this? There's notes above the buttons. Only 1 person's worth of weight is allowed in this elevator. Which seems like a very strange design choice for the constructors, but that's how it works. And it just so happens, our pockets are filled with so many items, we happen to weigh more than 1 person. Which I find very interesting and strange. Oh, is that the letter? Ah, that's the letter Lord gave us. I thought that was in memos, but I guess it makes sense to be there. It is a very important item. The shelf is empty. Looks like I could store my stuff here. So yeah, this is just a means of you clearing your inventory full worth of items. Let me reload this before I put it on the shelf. It's a little cheap, if you ask me. A very strange excuse for taking all our items away. Other horror games definitely did this a lot better, but that's what you gotta do here. That logic is still very weird, though. Weight allowance is 1 person. Well, how much does 1 person weigh? Riddle me that one, guys. But yeah, it's not setting off alarms anymore. So I think where you want to take this... Floor 2 doesn't work. Basement doesn't work. Floor 1 it is, then. You don't have nearly as much choice as you do with the hospital elevator. Does that thing over on the wall there say stencils? Free stencils available in this location. Okay, now we are in the first floor of the hotel, but in the area that is only viewable on the map for employees. Very cool. We've gotten a map that shows us everything that the guests can't see. I kind of like that idea. Having a map that's only for guests so it doesn't show you the full extent of the place. I kind of wish games would experiment with that more, because that could lead to some really cool exploration moments. You know, I think one of my favorite things about exploration in games is when they obscure parts of the world from you until you just happen to stumble upon them, and then it's this whole big moment of discovery. And that is an example of how you can do it on a much simpler scale, like with just a single building. Because, you know, you wouldn't expect there to be this whole back area of the hotel, but there is, just from looking at the default map you're given. Snow White music box. So there is the last one. I don't remember the exact tale of Snow White, so I don't know how she fits the description of the last one, the one who spoke no words. I thought she did speak words. Maybe not in the, like, original story. Maybe in, like, the Disney version of it. She did. Tea bags and cookies here. All past their expiration dates. Canned fruit all lined up. The expiration dates are probably long gone. Well, it's canned food. So apparently those last long, right? Juice cans lined up here, no reason to carry these with me. Those have not expired, apparently. I guess they're still okay, but I'm not hungry. That's surprising. Nothing here, the whole thing smells vaguely moldy. That's surprising considering you've gone all this way without eating a single piece of food. Like, humans can survive for 6 hours, however long this playthrough is taken in total, without eating, but it's still not good. James' shadow keeps jumping around. I think that's the enhanced edition. It's not, you know, a perfectly flawless graphical upgrade to the game. That's alright, though. And maybe these were quirks with the original game that they're keeping for the sake of preservation. Okay, that's a stare down. We're gonna explore everywhere else first. The office has... Hello? This is the office that has the tape that the note said we left here. I got the videotape, as well as that. There's a can opener beneath the videotape. Got a can opener. I don't know who put a tape and the can opener in a safe to lock up, but I sure am glad they never closed and locked the safe. What am I saying? It wasn't a person that did it. It was the town. The town wanted us to get those items. Oh yeah, and I should expand on that. I should start talking about stuff like that. I think... Nothing useful in the documents. I think the reason why Silent Hill gives you so many supplies to stay alive, unlike, say, Resident Evil, where you have to really care about your ammo and manage it carefully, this game gives you a ton of stuff because I think the point is that the town is... I hope there's no enemies in here, because we don't have the radio, so we will not hear static if an enemy's nearby anymore. There's a schedule book here. The date is from 1 year ago. The town wants to torment you with all the monsters constantly threatening your life and danger. It does not want to kill you, however. It wants to keep you here as long as it can, giving you unending monsters left and right, basically. And that is why it gives you a bunch of ammo and a bunch of healing, so you are always able to survive, never quite able to die and, like, you know, have it end. So technically by dying, you're doing what the town doesn't want you to do. At least that's an interpretation I heard from someone else. You might have your own. Specifically, I heard it from Susie the Sphere Hunter's video on this game, which gave me a lot of the ideas I'm talking about in this series, by the way, so I definitely recommend watching that video. It's very good. Alright, and there's nowhere else to go. We gotta go down to the spooky dark basement. Hey, at least it's not as spooky dark a basement as that labyrinth in the prison was. That was terrible, compared to this. A bunch of boxes can't do anything. Oh, hi! Yeah, no static to indicate this mannequin is here, not even after it's woken up. With no weapons, no way to fight it, we just kind of have to go past. Find other rooms we can enter. Alright, how about this? It's a boiler room. There is an item in here, apparently. Oh, right there. The bar key. Okay, interesting. Just add a P to that, and you can describe a person's job title. The barkeep. Well, you know, unofficial job title. I don't think that's actually what it's called. Bartender is the more commonly used name, but yeah. 2 ladders in here. Can't climb either of them, though, so we'll be on my way back out. Will be on my way back out. That's a little strange, wasn't it? Okay, lock is... Hello, got whacked. Try to get past. Succeeded, and this is the only remaining door in that hallway, I want to say? Yeah, seems like it. Alright, I did get hit, and I'd rather heal. Use my one and only healing item, but that's fine, we got a bunch of health drinks in this room. And that'll definitely make up for the lost medkit. Lock is broken, and I can't open it. That was a different message compared to all the other lock is broken messages. There's a can with no label on it. Okay, well we do have a can opener, but we'll try it only if we need to. The refrigerator door seems broken, can't get it open. Let's move to the next room, see what we have to do. We can at least make some forward progress. And now, are you ready for the dumbest puzzle in Silent Hill 2? Can't inspect anything aside from the jukebox, I think. Jukebox here doesn't play, so it must be broken. Okay. I tried to use the bar key, but it's too dark to find the keyhole. First of all, what? Are we seeing the same thing? That door is clearly visible. Second of all, alright, let's look for a way to do it. There's a lamp on the counter, but there's no light bulb, so I can't turn it on. It happens to be pointing towards the door. How dare Silent Hill take advantage of James's fucking farsightedness, I guess. James, you gotta get some contact lenses. Maybe he does. Either that or glasses. I hear glasses are pretty expensive, though. Contact lenses probably are as well, so... I wouldn't know. I don't actually need glasses. Not yet, anyway. I might need them as I grow older. I spend a lot of time in front of a screen, so yeah, I might need them eventually. What you have to do here, take the can opener, open the can. It's full of light bulbs. You take one and put it in the lamp so that it shines a light on the door so James could see where the keyhole is. This is the dumbest thing in this game, and I love it. Alright, lamp, yep, gotta put the light bulb in. I have an idea, haha, because light bulbs signify idea. It's right there. James, Don't tell me the town has taken away your sense of touch. You can feel for the keyhole. I don't know. I don't know, man. Someone really wanted to have a puzzle. Where you open up a can and it's full of light bulbs for something, but they couldn't think of any way to implement it within the game they were given, so they were like, hey, can we just put in this really stupid puzzle in the late game? You know what? Whatever. I'm okay with it. In other news, we are now done with that whole lower section, which means we can return to the top, grab our stuff from the shelf, and begin being able to fight enemies again. Don't stop the mannequin legs from trying to kill us on the way. Retrieve everything from the shelf. Thank you for doing that, game, not making me bring it back one at a time. All right. Here's our gun. We're now back in proper working order. Let us save the game after making all this progress. And then I think we do have to make our way back down there with all our stuff, because there might be something down there we can do that we couldn't before. Okay, elevator's still throwing a hissy fit. The mannequin legs are gone. They heard of us retrieving our weapons, and now they're scared. I mean, I too would probably be scared of a big man with guns and weapons who is known to beat a bunch of your other kind down. Okay, could save again there for literally no reason. All right. Actually, we have the final music box. So really, we don't have anything left to do in this whole section. Also, to add to that earlier puzzle, wow, can full of light bulbs. They're really full of ideas in this late game stage. All right, let's put the music box on there. Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys. I freaking love that weird, stupid game. With all 3 music boxes now in their slots, this should hopefully be an actually recognizable melody, or something that sounds like a melody. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. 1 second. Oh. Little Mermaid goes there because she didn't talk. I'm an idiot, because when she leaves the surface, she doesn't ever talk. You can tell that I haven't watched the movie or really remembered much about it, if I did. All right, Snow White woke from death. Yeah, it was that part of the story I didn't remember. Right, I'm a dunce. The music box in front has a key on it, and 2 legs of a little figure, the rest of which, I don't know what happened to it. The hotel stairway key. Key to the 3rd floor hall. It was hidden inside the big music box in the lobby. Nothing left to do, but get up there, investigate 312, and see if Mary is there. It's opened. 312 right here. But first, you know me, I have to check. At least to get the markings on the map, if nothing else. Alright, that's it.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry.
James, where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come to me. Do you hate me? Is that why you won't come? James,
That voice!
James, please hurry. Are you lost? I'm near. I'm
Please, James. 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 James.
Upon seeing that scene, the hotel is now falling to ruins. It is water damaged the same way that the Blue Creek apartments were, as well as the hospital. We open the inventory. Letter from Mary is still here, actually, but there is nothing in the envelope. The letter itself is gone. There's a save point here, and I will take it. So now, things make a lot more sense. Especially when you connect the fact that James is being faced with his past trauma, and we have been killing monsters in feminine shape throughout the entire game. And the fact the monsters don't fight back perhaps accentuates it. It's the town trying to remind James of what he did to his wife. I can't open it. I think that door is now locked for good. Where you need to go here is an elevator, but I'm going to explore in other places first. Okay, can't open that. We check the map. A lot of doors now have purple scratches on them, which I think is to show the newly locked doors. I would recommend visiting this room because there is something new here on this desk. A headset.
Mary's going to die? You must be
You must be
joking.
joking.
I'm very sorry.
But you're a doctor. It's your job to heal people. How can you just let her die?
Please, calm down. As her doctor, I promise I'll do what I can. But there's still no effective treatment for her condition.
How long does she have?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. 3 years at most. Perhaps 6 months. It's impossible to say with certainty.
I ended up missing that on my first run of this game, and yeah. Feel very bad for that because it adds a lot to the current moment. We try... I think there are new open doors here. 207. This is open, but it does not take you to a room. It takes you to somewhere else in the same hallway. We go back through. Indeed, we come out to... I want to say 207 again? Yes. So now the doors are not leading to spaces where they should. The reality that James had built about the hotel is now falling apart after he discovers what he did. We're here now. It seemed like 202 did go somewhere. Went to a much more ruined area. What about 201? Okay, it's actually broken. While I find my way around, I may as well talk a little bit more about Laura, because as I have mentioned, James, Angela, and Eddie are in the town because they did something bad, and now we know for sure James has. That is, they killed people. However, Maria is not real. She is a manifestation created by the town specifically for James. But then what about Laura? The theory I'm running with is that Laura is a real person who is in the real Silent Hill, the normal town, the not foggy, covered in monsters one, the normal town with normal people around. And that's why she's so confused when James says there's monsters around. Every time we mention that to her, she says something like, are you blind or something? And she just happens to be appearing for James as some kind of connection to Mary. And same for Eddie, though I'm not really clear on that. And that's the only thing about this theory of mine that doesn't entirely hold up. Why does she appear for Eddie? Because it makes sense why she would appear for James in that case, but not really Eddie. I think I have gotten everything I want to out of here, and I think I am kind of locked in, though I am curious to see where 209 goes. I promise that I will go through that elevator. That elevator is where you need to go, I'm pretty sure, in this section. I just want to make sure I'm not missing stuff, you know? Okay, here I just came out the exact same door. Yep, awesome. Okay. Into the elevator we go, then. Down to other parts unknown. Okay, I am supposed to press a button. Basement, why not? The whole basement is flooded. It's again with this whole running thing of water being the main thing that's damaging all the ruined buildings we're in. Alright, gonna knock you down. We got more of these lying figures. The lying figures in particular, their name is, I believe, supposed to be a reference to Mary lying on the sickbed. And because they vomit at you, they're sick. And then, you know, they're also covered in some kind of thing that's suffocating them. And that's exactly how James killed Mary. It was kind of hard to tell in that tape, but that is what he did. He smothered Mary with a pillow. I'm gonna see if there's anything else out here, because I'm completionist. Like, nope, it's a wall, can't get through there. Also, is my flashlight off? No, it's not, but it's not actually shining anything. Okay, well, sure, I'm sure it's fine. Maybe, like, damaged by the water. On a bit of a behind-the-scenes note with this game, the voice actor for James Sunderland, Guy Seehey, has a video up on his YouTube channel that shows the behind-the-scenes footage of that scene where James finds out he killed his wife. And it's kind of cool to see, like, not only is it kind of cool to see the mocap suits and whatnot, and the actors acting out the scene that you eventually see in the game, but there's this cool moment when the young actress who plays Laura is being told by, I want to say the director, not the director of the whole game, but like the acting director maybe, to hit James when Laura goes to hit James on the shoulder. The actress for Laura had to be like told to do that right there in the moment. It's kind of cool, you know, to add to her emotions and whatnot. It was a great choice for sure. Just wanted to point that out. I find it so cool to see the behind the scenes stuff in games like this. Okay, I got more of enemies. It's right here. Can I just... Okay, I shot it even though I wasn't aiming down at all. Interesting. I don't believe killing enemies has any consequences. Is it dead? I don't know. Hard to tell. This whole door's been replaced with a cage, it seems. Can you, like, actually be dead for once in your life? Oh my god. You're annoying. Alright, fine. I guess I won't pay you any mind. There's more stairs. We can go this way. This way we haven't checked. Everything else, I think, is locked, as indicated by the purple marks. I have been hurt by the enemy, so let me reload the shotgun, and then reload my health.
I was looking for you. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh. I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela, that's wrong.
No, don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No, I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
She says that for her, it's always like this, and I think by that she means the town appears to be on fire for her all the time. Further reinforcing the fact that we each have our own Silent Hill. We each have our own horror, our own demons of the past attacking us. For us, the town was foggy, but for her, it might be all burning. And it's possible she's linked to some kind of arson, since we have heard a lot about, like, a building burning down and that one painting in the prison. There was a prisoner in the final stretches of the labyrinth that was said to have committed arson. I don't know any more than that, though, so I won't ponder on things that I don't know. Well, this looks even worse. I think it's been, like, burned down and then covered in water, drenched in water once again. Yeah, of course these locks are broken. I wouldn't expect any of these doors to work under these conditions. Cross line, fire department, cross line. What fire department? There is no fire department in this town. Not the one we're seeing, anyway. There's a door behind this wall. Can't open that either. Do I have a map of this? Oh, I do. It is this part of the hotel. Makes enough sense. Wait. There's an X in there? Okay, sure, whatever you say. We can't get there, so I'm not sure what that's about. We have yet more of these enemies underneath the floors in this room. Again, I'm not going to try to kill them because I don't know if it's actually possible to. If it does, it's a huge ammo sink, and for what reason, right? You can easily just run past them. It's nothing but them lining the corridor to this door. This door that looks a lot more ancient than everything else. Looks like we're ending up back in that dark maze of underground tunnels again. Here we have a collection of 9 red squares. I believe this is the final save point. These 9 red squares are supposed to symbolize something. There's a lot of theories floating around on what exactly it is. I have not looked into any of them, but there is one little hint I heard from the making of documentary of Silent Hill 2. I think this is where it comes from. That there is... pretty sure? It might be from something else, but I remember hearing about it from the making of Silent Hill documentary that were released with the European versions of the game. I'm pretty sure. That each of these 9 squares, it corresponds to one of the monsters you encounter in the game. It's a bit of a stretch because one of the monsters is presumed to be the invisible creature in the prison that says ritual under its breath over and over again. And there might also be something else that's missing. Like, let me count. We got the lying figures, the mannequin legs, the nurses, Pyramid Head, the abstract daddy thing, the invisible monster that says ritual. Then we have the creatures in the hospital, the boss in the hospital known as Bedhead. And then perhaps something else coming up we haven't seen yet? For the remaining two, that leaves two that are empty. I might be missing something. Oh yeah, the creature under the cages, and then something else coming up we haven't seen yet. That's probably what it is. Anyway, for gameplay purposes, it's the final save point, so I'll just leave the analysis at that, and enter this door.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
After they kill Maria for the third time's the charm and all that, we now have to fight 2 Pyramid Heads. I remember this being a big surprise when I first saw this part of the game, that there are actually 2 of this monster that I was under the impression there was only 1 of. They deal a ton of damage, as you can expect, and shooting them, though I know it's possible, I don't really know if it is the most viable strategy, because again, the bullets just hit their helmets and makes a metal plink sound, which gives me the impression that it's not actually working. So what I'm going to do, and I think this is the most fitting way to fight these guys, I'm gonna fight them with their own weapon, the Great Knife. Let's do it. Swing it at you. Bam. That did a lot, and then you think you can just barely move out of the way of their attack. Okay, that did hit me. That's fine. Use it again. Use it again. Bam. Didn't hit the second one. All right, heal. Take advantage of the ability to pause and heal. Use one of these. I'm gonna use keyboard to switch away to something. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Okay, then we face them again. Switch it back on. Go. I have found it somewhat successful to charge it up in their face because their stab attack tends to miss you. I'm not sure if that would miss me, but I'm able to open the menu. I might be, like, dying right now. It's fine. I'm gonna drink, like, 17 drinks. I'm not. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Go again. I'm at full health right now. Go again. Bam! Got both of them. And I just barely avoided that. Didn't avoid that, though. Let's heal. Yeah, this fight's hard. Alright, I'm gonna get away from them. I'm gonna get some space. Being on their right side, or their left side, actually, from their perspective, definitely helps, because that's not the direction they stab. Okay. Come on, get it! I've been able to avoid that attack successfully before, but now, today is not my day. Going for it. Bam. And that's that. What exactly Pyramid Head, or the 2 Pyramid Heads together, are, is kind of up for debate. But the popular theory is that they are a manifestation of James's guilt. And, you know, they attack him, they judge him, and once he has finally endured enough, they decide to end themselves right here in the middle of the carpet. I don't really know much more than that, so I'm afraid I can't expand upon it any further, but, of course, there is an endless amount of theories you can dig into with this game. So, Pyramid Head won't move anymore. Looks like it's holding something. Got a rust-colored egg. This Pyramid Head also won't move anymore. Holding a scarlet egg. It's believed that these two eggs here symbolize Maria and Mary. Mary was sick and dying, and Maria is wearing a bright red outfit. So, makes perfect sense. I don't think it matters. I think those eggs are supposed to go into this door to unlock it. And I don't think it matters which one you put in, so use the rest egg. Looks like a little button. Put the other one in. Think you might have to put both eggs in order to open both of the doors? Not entirely sure. Hello, face. Yeah, I don't think it matters which door you go into, though. So that is definitely worth knowing. More of the hotel. More of these cages in our way. Nothing left to do, but go straight ahead. Oops.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone already! I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go! Are you deaf? Don't come back! James! Wait! Please don't go! Stay with me! Don't leave me alone! I didn't mean what I said! Please, James! Tell me I'll be okay! Tell me I'm not going to die! Help me!
This room is designed in such a way that you can only hear that last section if you stop and wait outside of the door, assuming you walk down the whole length as I just did. And there's a pretty good reason why that is, I'll be covering in a bit. In other news, from that exchange, we can infer that James was tired of Mary lashing out at him all the time while she was sick. And that was a contributing factor for why he ended up killing her. Or at least, that's what I think. And this is probably why James said Mary died 3 years ago. She didn't actually die 3 years ago. She died very recently, during whatever time this game takes place. It's that the Mary he knew and loved died 3 years ago when she became sick. I think that's what he means by that. And that's his way of blocking out that entire memory from his mind. The memory that he killed his wife. That's his way of blocking it out, for trying to forget it ever existed. Or trying to forget it ever happened, is the better word to use there. One staircase goes into water. I'll go up the other one instead. I don't think we can travel through water very much. Why do I have the plank out? Should at least have this.
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that mistake? Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
The manifestation of a person shows its true colors. We now fight Maria. Oh no! She's got a close range grab attack and something else she can do once we escape. Okay, run away. How much damage did I take? Not very much. Good. Alright, take a bunch of drinks. Sure, why not? You shoot at her from a distance. You can tell when you're locked onto her if James starts aiming up. You know, you do have another ability. Yes, she will release a flock of moths to fly at you. What you need to do here is just run away. Alright, let's get our hunting rifle out. We may as well do top damage. Oh no. The only problem with that is, yeah, because the hunting rifle is so slow, it gives the moths time to catch up to you, and then you have to get out of them, get out of them, get out of them, get out of them, get out of them! No! Stop aiming! Okay. The awkward controls are your biggest enemy in this fight, as always. There you go. This demonized version of Maria is meant to resemble Mary in a bed frame. Presumably covered in a bunch of sick as well. A bunch of vomit. I said it like a British person would. Covered in a bunch of sick. Alright. First aid kit. Nope, we don't need to use another one. I'm just spamming buttons at random. Panicking for whatever reason. This isn't really a hard fight. I just am panicking because, I don't know. Let's give all our guns some love. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Nope. No strangling me. No strangling me in the halls. Detention for you. And, okay. Ampoule, sure. That does a lot of damage. Alright. Yeah. Think she's being hit? Awesome. Or not awesome, depending on how you feel about her. Alright, let me reload the gun. Oh, I can still move while reloading. I thought I couldn't. Good to know. Oh my god. She's never grabbed me this many times before. There we go. Switch to shotgun. I think this just does better on the whole. I have so many health drinks. James will have to go to the bathroom after this fight's done. All jokes aside, though, this arena is really cool. It's just some random dilapidated building in the middle of a foggy void. And with presumably Mary's bed right there in the center of it. Okay, come on, come on, come on, get away, get away, get away. No, okay, I'm out of ammo! Of course, of course! Can't just escape that easily. Well, I hope this doesn't kill me. It did not. Didn't even cause the red borders. That's interesting. Okay, I should have one more. No, I don't. That's fine. I have first aid kits. I have a pipe in my hands now. I don't know why I do. Let's get a better gun. No, she's coming right for me. I'm not gonna risk a hunting rifle shot from that distance. Switch to hunting rifle, though. That would be for the best. Pow! Should be able to do another one if you don't release moths. Should be able to do a third. Now, get out of the way. And that's how it goes. Gonna reload through the menu just to be safest. She now lies down, calling your name, presumably begging to be helped. But we know better. You're not Mary. We've accepted that now.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No, that's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James, please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life. In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you, something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me, or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most, especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
Thus concludes Silent Hill 2. At least, that's one of the endings you can get. Yep, it's one of those games. However, I think in this case, the way the endings are set up in this game is really interesting compared to the usual way that games handle it. Normally, especially horror games tend to have very obvious moments in the plot progression where you have a choice, and then if you make this choice, you get this ending, or if you make this set of choices, you get this ending. Whereas with Silent Hill 2, the outcome you get upon finishing the game depends on various tiny actions you took throughout the whole game. And I shall explain what those are right here and now. So, the ending I got there is my personal favorite. It is the leave ending, where James survives this whole ordeal and is able to leave Silent Hill with Laura, as I think he kind of adopts Laura. It's not really clear what goes on there. I am not sure Laura would want to accompany him after hearing that he killed Mary, but that's exactly what happens. So yeah, he leaves town with Laura, and Mary, in that final sequence, forgives him for everything. He finds forgiveness and redeems himself and goes out and being given a second chance at life. The other endings are not quite that happy of an outcome, though. The next ending that a lot of people got on their first playthrough is known as In Water. And in that ending, James, I think it plays out similarly at first, but then Mary dies in that final bed, and then James decides to pick her up, take her to his car at the beginning, and drive the car into Toluca Lake, drowning himself, so that he can be with Mary again. And then, final ending that you can get on a first playthrough, there are more endings than that, but that's for later. The final ending on the first playthrough is known as the Maria ending, and despite what I just told you about In Water, Maria is definitely the worst outcome. In the Maria ending, James falls for his delusions, he falls for Maria, basically. He decides that he doesn't need Mary anymore and leaves the town with Maria. What ending you get actually changes the dialogue exchange between Maria and James right before the final boss. The one I got is for the Leave ending. I think the one for In Water is very similar, but slightly different, so you can tell there's a difference. But for the Maria ending, if that's the ending you're getting, it's actually very different. Maria never reveals herself to be Maria. She acts as Mary the whole time, which then pushes James further away from Mary. And, she also snaps at him, and that's the main thing that causes James to, separate himself from Mary and has become happy with leaving the town with Maria. Of course, though, it's not the best outcome, because Maria's not real. It's a delusion created by Silent Hill. So, yeah. Anyway, James leaves town with Maria, and on the way out, Maria starts coughing. It is mentioned earlier that she seems to have some kind of condition. Could be the very same thing that Mary had, so yeah, that's not good. A lot of people actually seem to like the In Water ending the most, and I kind of understand it, because they think that, after everything James did, he kind of deserves it. I mean, he killed his wife. No matter how much of a pain in the rear his wife was being to him, that's never something you should do. So yeah, and they also, I think the reasons why a lot of people consider In Water the canonical ending is because all the other symbolism in the game kind of hints towards that being the way it ends. For example, all the water-damaged buildings, the fact that every, run-down part of Silent Hill is water-damaged, it's like, foreshadowing to James's untimely demise. That said, though, I prefer my horror game protagonists to survive in the end, so the Leave ending is my personal favorite, but whatever you want to think, right? All of the endings are, they're just that. They're possible endings. I don't think any of them is truthfully confirmed as canon. Yes, I know in a later Silent Hill game, someone mentions that a guy went missing around Silent Hill a few years back, and that's supposedly James driving into the lake, but I don't know. I think I'd rather stick with my favorite ending being canonical in my mind, which is Leave. Now for how you actually get these endings. This is where things get interesting. So, there is a whole complicated behind-the-scenes system governing which ending you get, and I shall explain it to you right here. Each of those three endings, Leave, Maria, and In Water, have a series of points. And various actions throughout the game will gain or lose points towards certain endings. And then whichever ending has the most points, by the time you enter the door to the final boss, that's the ending you're getting. So, I won't go into super specifics. There's a whole document in a forum post, I think, that I'll link in the description that explains it all very clearly. But basically, Leave is kind of the default. I say it's default in quotes because a lot of people did get In Water on their first playthrough instead. But if you keep yourself healed all the time, you are a lot more likely to get Leave. Inspecting either Mary's letter or the picture of Mary in your inventory will, I think, give you points towards that ending, or give you a point towards that ending. You have to do it twice. I did it way more than twice, just because, I had to make sure. In general, though, if you just play through the game, you constantly heal, you inspect Mary's letter and and her photo a bunch of times, that should be the ending that you get. Oh, I forgot about this song. Well, here's my results. You can see ending clear 1 out of 4. There's a 4th ending you can get in New Game Plus. I'll talk about that shortly. But yes, it is here that you see ending named. I got 8 stars. Yes, it took me that long to realize what 5 plus 3 is. Shut up. Anyway. So yeah, if you don't do anything special, Leave will kind of be your default ending. The Maria ending is achieved by taking good care of Maria and checking up on her. Basically, you have to make sure she doesn't take a lot of damage from monsters. When she's lying in the hospital room on the 3rd floor, you have to go back in to check on her. Similarly, when she's dead in the labyrinth area in the prison cell, after the cutscene plays, you will automatically leave the room. If you go back into the room, you will also get a point towards that ending. You will lose points towards the ending if you bump into Maria, and she is, staggered for a little bit. And I chose, because of a certain other mechanic involving this ending point I'll explain shortly, I did actually take a moment to pause recording, or No, I did actually take a moment to bump into Maria 30 times off camera, and I cut it out of the video because it would be very strange if I randomly decided to bump into Maria 30 times with no explanation. So yeah, earlier in that section of the hospital, I did secretly do that and cut past it. If you want, you can go back to that video and see if you can find the spot where I did it. I don't know why defeated enemy by fighting is highlighted. That's weird. All right, anyway, to get the in-water ending, you have to have your health under 50% for a long time. You basically want to run around with low health and not heal. And in addition, inspecting Angela's knife will give you a point toward the ending. Reading the note on top of the roof that vaguely mentions some suicidal aspects, that also gives a point. And there is a second message inside Neely's bar, which I don't think I saw. It might appear there over time, but there's a second message in Neely's bar that basically says, like, tells James to off himself. And if you read that, that also gives you another point. Basically, by playing in that way and by reading all those things and inspecting it, you influence James, down a certain road. Like, if you hang out at low health for a long time, you're playing as if you want to die. And that influences James, and because everything that's happening in Silent Hill is molded around his mind, that changes the outcome. That is a really cool aspect of this game that I feel is definitely underdone in games since then. I mean, sure, if the player wants to get a certain ending, it's kind of hard to get that ending when there's so many little things that they need to do for it, and they're not entirely sure, they might get a different ending other than the one they wanted, and they're not sure why they did, and they, having more concrete choices would definitely be better in that regard, but I don't know. I think this is a really cool way of handling endings, because it's a type of setup only a video game could do. You can't do anything like this in a movie or a book. Only a video game can do stuff like that, and I think it is definitely showing one of the strengths of this medium. As for the remaining endings, the fourth ending is an ending called Rebirth. I don't know if this is in the original PS2 release of Silent Hill 2, but it's in this version, the version I'm playing, the Enhanced Edition, so yeah. Once you finish a game for the first time, as I've been over, any future playthroughs will be New Game Plus, and there is seemingly no way to disable this, at least in the Enhanced Edition. Not only will you get a chainsaw and, like, maybe another thing somewhere, there's like a sprayer weapon somewhere that you can use, but there are 4 special items you can find throughout the game that I have been pointing out. If you collect all 4 of those items, you will get the Rebirth ending. I don't know what the Rebirth ending is, I just know it exists, so yeah. And then there are 2 more endings beyond this point, which are New Game Plus exclusive. Or actually, technically 3, because one of them's the ending of the Born From a Wish side mode, which I could play. If you guys want me to, I could always check it out. Anyway, there's that ending. Once you beat that scenario and start playing the main scenario again, you can find a special item called a blue gem, and if you use that blue gem in a bunch of locations throughout the whole game, the game will end by you being abducted by aliens. You thought that was weird? Well, hold on a second. That was technically added in one of the future re-releases of Silent Hill 2. It was not in the original version. What was in the original release is another joke ending, where I think the requirements are either you get all 3 base endings, or you get the Rebirth ending. That's what I've heard. That's how I've heard it described in an ending guide I read. Then, once you get all 3 of those, there is a doghouse somewhere in Silent Hill that will now contain a key. And if you bring this key all the way to the hotel, after watching the videotape and getting the revelation that you killed Mary, one of the doors on the 3rd floor will now be unlockable by that key, and if you open it, you will discover that everything in Silent Hill has been engineered by a dog. It's pretty funny. The reason why they have those more lighthearted, jokey endings is because, this game incentivizes replayability to see everything in it, especially to see those endings, and so, they will sometimes like to lighten the mood and not expose you to dark themes all the time, Funnily enough, the voice actor for James Sunderland, Guy Seehey, actually at first refused to record the dog ending cutscene because he thought it was such a tonal clash with the rest of the game, but they eventually convinced him to do it. Boat stage time 2 minutes, world record! I don't know. I guess the yellow means like you did this better than before. So this is kind of funny because it says defeated enemy by shooting 15, defeated enemy by fighting 159. I shot a lot of enemies. Basically every enemy I fought since I got the gun in the apartments, I shot to death. Thing is, if you stomp an enemy, that counts as fighting. So, yeah, the numbers are definitely skewed towards that. Because if you kill an enemy by only shooting, that takes a long time, and it's really boring, so, yeah. With that, save clear data. Sure. And there you go. This is the file I showed briefly at the start of the playthrough, and before I quickly overwrote it. Before I let this video continue on any further, I shall end things right here. There is still a lot, as I have just discussed, there is a lot more going on within this game, but I will leave that for you to discover for yourself. Whether you choose to play the game on your own, or you, perhaps, give the Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition a try, or play any of the other versions of the game and discover it all for yourself, because this game is awesome. And I think before I go, I would like to say, I love this game a lot. This is easily my favorite psychological horror game because I really appreciate how it actually explains itself. It actually tells you what's happening. There's a few, like, more modern, recently released psychological horror games. One in particular I can think of called Lost in Vivo. That game is just a mess of, like, unexplainable crap. And I don't think it ever gets a concrete explanation because you're supposed to read into all the symbolism and whatnot. And I understand that being a cool story device, but again, we don't need to see this, we've already seen that. Again, I kind of don't like that style of storytelling just because I'm stupid. Yes, it's because I'm stupid, and I don't understand the stories, and so I don't really get anything out of the story of the game. And, you know, I can watch someone analyze it in a YouTube video and be like, wow, that is really cool. But while I'm playing the game, I don't get any of that. And so, you know, while I'm actually in the experience, the story is like nothing to me. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. I wish I could have known that while I was playing. So yeah, I definitely appreciate how Silent Hill 2, it has a lot of symbolism, it has a lot of vague stuff in its story, like the ending to Angela's plotline. We haven't seen anything involving that. You know, why is Laura there? There's stuff like that that is unexplained, but the actual main story between James and Mary is very clearly explained, and I really appreciate that, because it gave me a really good story that I could get attached to, while not forcing me to understand all the vague symbolism and crap, and like watch a million theory videos to really get what's going on. So, I know that I'm basically outing myself as being a Dumbo with terrible media literacy, but hey. I have no defense against that. I just am, alright? Anyway, though, that is why I love this game so much. That and its gameplay, you know, it's nothing that crazy. The combat isn't exactly fun, but it's fine. And I think it's really the atmosphere, the environments, and above all else, the story that makes this game as good as it is. And re-experiencing that every time will still remain fun for me, no matter how one-note all of the gameplay truly is. So with that all said and done, thank you all very much for watching this series. And I feel like there was one other note I wanted to make, but I can't remember it. I hope it wasn't a note I really wanted to make, because I'm gonna end things right here. Oh yeah, right! Each of the endings you get has its own credits song. I think if I do this, I can stop the cutscene from playing. And unfortunately, the Maria ending has by far the best one, which is, I consider it a shame because it is the worst ending. Is the worst outcome for James. However, I've probably been playing it throughout this whole sequence on the menu here. The credits theme is called Promise. I would definitely recommend listening to it on your own because, my god, is it beautiful. The credits theme for the Leave ending is also pretty good, and for In Water from what I've heard, but Promise is by far the best one. Alright, with that now, thank you all so much for watching this series. If you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.